I'm looking at my Donner DDP-200 once again, and I don't like the sound of the keys when they are released. Some of the keys sound okay. But you can hear the keys that I put tape on. I don't know. I just want to have some kind of record. These are pretty quiet, but you can hear the rattle. In order to remove the keyboard bed from the body of the piano, I'm going to have to remove these two cables from the motherboard, which goes down into a hole which goes to a black sound box where the speakers are located. So this black sound box has to be removed, I believe, in order to access a bunch of screws. Like that screw is accessible. There's a whole bunch of screws in the front for the keyboard, but I believe the sound box is covering the other screws that have to be removed. So it's a pain in the neck. It's going to be messed up. With the piano turned upside down, I'm removing the sound box that contains the speakers and another circuit board. So there's a bunch of screws that you have to remove. The reason I'm doing that, you can see these screws are accessible for the keyboard, but there's probably another row hiding behind this box. So it's a pain in the neck, but I'll do it. Once you take the black sound box off of the bottom of the keyboard, you want to turn the keyboard right side up and then go underneath it and take out all of these screws. There's, 30 or 40 screws. And this way, when the screws are removed, theoretically, you should be able to lift the keyboard out. But we will see. You also want to remove the ribbon cable from the motherboard. There's a piece of tape that kind of held it in place, and then you have to pull it out, pull it like straight out. With all of the screws removed, you can lift the keyboard out. It seems pretty wobbly, but with two people, I would put your hand on the front. You kind of slide it back, put your hand here and there, and just hoist it out of there. It's real greasy on the bottom and the front here, so there's a lot of lubrication. Anyway, see how it goes. The keyboard is out of the frame. I have it sitting on the table. So I'm going to flip it upside down and see what's going on. Okay. And once again, just to repeat what the problem is, that sounds good. That sounds noisy. That sounds good. Noisy. Not too bad. There's like a lot of repeating chatter. This is what the Donner looks like underneath. And I will have to get in there and figure out how the mechanisms work. I took one of the key mechanisms out so you can see what it looks like. You can see how it would go in. That little indent, that little circle there, wraps around a bus, like a bar. It's very hard to see it, but horrible lighting right there. So to remove it, you kind of push down and you're pulling at the same time, and it will come out. But you know, you're pushing and with it not up in the air like that, but down here. Where are we at? You know, it's not up in the air. You don't want to pull it when it's like that. You want to pull it while it's down. And you're putting downward pressure here. And then, of course, the little ears going into the white cap, you want those to clear also. But, you know, that's what it looks like. So you can see you're going to be pushing down. And then to put it back on, you just, I guess you'll hold it up in the air and push it forwards. And, you know, work it out with the ear. That's all right. So my theory as to why some of the keys chatter when they're pressed, I believe it may be a lack of lubrication. You can see how much this one bounces around. I'm going to add lubrication in the shaft and also where it's connected to the key. But in order to do that, I have to take it off, take it apart. You can see this key doesn't bounce as much. I think the lubrication, the grease, is acting as a dampening effect, a dampener. This is the bad one. I put like a white dot there. And the bad one bounces a lot. The good one doesn't bounce as much. So we'll see. I believe the chattering of the white keys when released quickly is due to a lack of lubrication, particularly where the plastic key meets the nylon lever. You can see there's like a gap in between, and it may be hard to see it, but so what I'm doing, I'm adding lubrication there. I'm adding lube between the white key and the nylon, and I'm also putting lubrication on the shaft, so there's more of a dampening effect. And it seems to be working. Let's see if we can get that. Okay, so in order to take off the key, and sometimes they're difficult. I'm not sure if this will be hard or not, but you kind of push down here and you're kind of going this way. So if yeah, it just took a little effort, and now the mechanism is out. Where I'm adding the lubricant, I'm going into the shaft, and so I'll put a little bit of lube there, like that, and getting the sides of it. And I'm also putting some lube in the center, maybe not that much, but putting some lube in the center. And I'm also putting lube on these ears. On both sides. I believe the problem, Donner is relying on the thickness of the grease to provide some dampening so the keys don't chatter, the white key doesn't chatter. I'm going to also add some lubricant to the insides of the white plastic of the key itself. I'm probably putting too much lubricant on it, but I don't want to take this thing apart again. All right, and I'm just going to slide it right on back in. Kind of push it up a little bit, and you push up on the key like that, and that key's done. Okay. After adding lubricant to the hammer mechanism and the keys, the sound is much better. I mean, there's much less noise. Yeah, I think it's acceptable. However, there was one key, this A, that was still very noisy. So what I did, I swapped the white plastic key cap with the highest A. Like this key used to be down there, and by doing that, now this key sounds real quiet. It sounds as good as the rest. So I will show you how you can easily pop out the key. So you put the screwdriver between like a ledge and the plastic key cap, and you give it a little twist like that, and it will pop out. And if you want to swap it with another key of the same type, you can. You can see each key is marked. This one is an A key. And when you have it out, you can put some lubrication right here, like where it catches the ear of the hammer mechanism. And it wouldn't hurt to put lubrication where it rides up and down on the shaft of the keyboard bed. To put it back in, you want to just kind of slide it under like that and snap it back in, and it's working. Also, this is the lubricant that I used, which is a Moly Coat 44 medium, and it's safe for plastics. That's very important. All right, guys, good luck.